I will never forget it. The year was 1972. I was 10 years of age, and I was sitting on the toilet in my family home, and I was reading a magazine because we didn't have phones and all that stuff, and so my mother was really into gossip. So we had all of these gossip magazines like Rona Barrett, and there was one magazine in particular that I was reading, and they talked about a transsexual, and it was the first time I ever heard about that. Well, I was elated because I was always perplexed about gender and always thought that there had been a mistake in the stork office when they dropped me off at my mom's. And I was always asking my parents and my teachers, saying that, that I wasn't a boy, and they would just say, don't talk crazy, you're going to end up in the funny farm, which they used to say back then, which was the mental hospital. And I actually know kids that actually went to mental hospitals, and they came back after they've had some electric zapping done to their heads. Yeah, so I learned how to shut up and not say anything. Well, when I read that article in that magazine, my young self, my little Twinkie self, felt vindicated, because I knew that it was not just in my head, that adults went through this, and I thought, oh my God, all I have to do is grow up and get out of here. And this was, I think it was like the 25th anniversary of Christine Jorgensen I was reading about, and they were talking about how she went to Denmark to get it done, and that they were doing it all in the major cities in North America. So I was just going, oh my God, I just have to get out of Cowtown, Calgary, and go to Vancouver, because that's the biggest city. I was thinking, okay, that's what I have to do, I just gotta be quiet, because I was only 10 years old. It took me another 5 years to figure out how to do that stuff, because, I was only a kid. But at 15, I started to meet all of these other young kids, because I used to go downtown in Calgary, where in the summer, where all the hippies and stuff would sell fruit and, ganja and stuff. And I started meeting all of these cool, freaky kids that were young people that were traveling back and forth from Montreal and Vancouver, and I started hearing all these stories that Vancouver is one of the places to go, but they're actually doing the surgeries in Toronto, but you could go to Vancouver, that was closer, and you could get, psych evaluations and stuff. I started learning all this. It was all back alley figuring out stuff, right? So I would like to thank Gossip magazines and my mother, God rest her soul, for having all of those magazines by the toilet, because it gave me that glimmer of hope, knowing that I wasn't insane and this was normal.